Hi guys. Thanks again for joining us for class. So today, what I'd like to do is we're going to teach a more dynamic class, but the idea is to move slowly, precisely. I don't want you to ever feel like you're rushing when you're practicing. So you really want to take your time. It's going to be a vinyasa class, but I'm going to break things down so that we can all benefit and move together, or move in your own time. Yeah, so you don't feel flustered or trying to catch up. And I know it's quite difficult when you're trying to watch a screen and follow it at the same time. So yeah, and if you have blocks, great. If you don't have blocks, don't worry about it so much. I'm going to have mine handy. So let's start with a little bit of a breathing. So just kind of working out how we're going to breathe in this practice. And I know most of you are familiar with the Ujjayi breath. So I just want to do a little exercise to begin with so that we can really connect with that breath and understand how to use the breath when we're in the practice. And we're going to be using this breath throughout the practice. So I want you to take your two hands and just bring them together and just kind of imagine that this is a mirror. Yeah, your hands are a mirror. Bring it in front of your face. And then we're going to exhale through the mouth as if we are fogging that mirror. So we're going to, and we're going to do the same as we inhale with the mouth open. So just really connecting with that Ujjayi. So we do a few more times. And then close the mouth and then continue to breathe in that same manner. So there's an ocean sound. There's a little constriction in the throat. And you're regulating your breath, the inhalation and the exhalation. So you can just close your eyes and become familiar with the sound as you breathe, inhaling to the top of the chest. And then exhaling all the way down to the area below the navel. And you might feel a gentle contraction in the lower abdominals. And then inhaling all the way up into the top of the chest. Maintain tiny contraction. Exhale completely. And then just finding your own rhythm with your breathing for a few moments. Finding a little bit of peace and quietness wherever you are. Checking in to your breath. Using the breath to find your center and find a little bit of calm and peace. And then very slowly bring your palms together in front of your heart. We could start the practice with a gentle or quiet chanting of Om. So we just do the one time. So again, we take a deep inhalation. And then releasing the hands, just gently. And then just gently bring the weight slow forward and then bring your weight backwards in your own time. Just bringing the weight slightly forward and then moving backwards and then forwards. Just gonna and then we can move to the right gently and then coming over to the left and then start to make a big circle so you feel that your sitting bones are connecting as you move over to that side. A little stretch in the side of the body. Moving with your breath, so you're combining movement with your breath. You can move all the way forward and down, big circular movement. And then as you move back, you might feel the abdominals start to engage there. And then moving in the opposite direction to change your direction. Beautiful. Combining breath with movement. Just noticing how you feel this afternoon. How you feel in your body. Notice how the breath is coming and going. And then when we're ready, we're going to come back to our center. Beautiful. Just sit up tall for a moment. Notice how you feel. Good. And then continue to breathe with that Ujjayi breath. We're going to make our way into a downward dog. So we're going to come straight into that. So we're going to do like this. We're going to come on to, we can come into a child posture. Just going to sit your buttocks on your heels. Take your hands forward, so you extend, and the elbows are lifting away from the floor. And we lengthen the spine there, and just create some space between each vertebra. And then when you're happy to, you're going to come up onto your knees, curl your toes under, bend the knees and lift your hips and move your hip creases back and up. You can soften your knees, and knees can be soft. Yeah. Heels can be lifted, so your heels don't need to touch the floor. You can keep them lifted. And then when we bend the knees, that helps us to find a little bit more length in the spine. Yeah. And then another thing we can do here to help find more length is just to kind of lift your heels nice and high, lift the hip creases. Press your hands down and forward. Your hands are about shoulder width apart. You press them down and forward. And then on the exhalation, you can start to lower your heels in the direction of the ground. And breathe. Long in breath. And smooth out breath. And then if you need to bend one knee, you can bend one knee to target the opposite leg. And then alternate sides gently, slowly. Gently moving, alternating sides. Raj? Okay, he's not there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you turn off the mics?
Yeah.
Okay, because I can hear like some. Thank you. Beautiful. And then from here, what I'd like you to do is to just slowly and gently inhale, come into a plank position. So you fire up your legs, push down through your hands. Good. Squeeze the thighs together for one moment. Beautiful. And then exhale, slowly and gently come back. Good. And we're going to do that a couple more times as we inhale. We're going to slowly come forward. Good. So in the plank, you're going to broaden your shoulder blades. So you push down through your hands, broaden the shoulders, engage the core and the abdominal. Strong, powerful legs. And then exhale, we gently move back into the downward dog. Good. Exhale, and then bend your knees, bring your knees onto the floor. We're just going to do a little bit of work on our wrists. So what I would like you to do here is just gently turn your fingers out to the side. So the right fingers turn out to the right and your left to the left. And then just slowly shift your weight from the right over to the left. Just releasing any tension in the wrists. Good, we keep breathing. And then moving in the opposite direction, just kind of bring a little bit of pressure onto your wrists and your hands. Fantastic. Yep. And then bring your hands, turn them forward again, to come back to center. And then with your right hand, just turn the fingers to face your right knee, bring the fingertips on the floor, and then just kind of lower your fingers and your palms to the floor here, and then move the weight slightly forward, and then just come back and then peel your heel of the hand, the palm and the fingers up, and then again release as you come forward. Just working gently into that wrist and come back. Let's do that one more time. Move forward, and then slowly come back. And then you can turn the hands to face forward. And let's do the same on the left side. So fingertips or fingers on the floor, and then just gently release the fingers, the palm, and the heel of the hand down as you lean forward. And then slowly peel the heel of the hand, the palm, the knuckles, and then the fingers. And again, leaning forward, releasing the palm into the floor. And then slowly as you come back, peel your hand, fingers off the floor. One more time. Working there. Good. And then slowly. Good. And then turn your fingers to face forward. We're going to do one more little exercise on our hands. We're going to bring the back of your right hand onto the floor, and your elbow is going to be slightly bent. Okay. And then what I'd like you to do is to move your thumb, wriggle your thumb, and wriggle all your fingers here. And so you kind of wriggle them and then bring all the fingers to the thumb, tips of the fingers and the thumb tip together, and then wriggle. So working in there, working in the hand. Do that a few more times. Beautiful. And then release. And then let's do the same on the left side. So you bring the back of the hand on the floor, your left elbow slightly bent, and then you move the thumb, and then you move all your fingers. Lovely. And then you can bring your finger tips to your thumb tip, and then you wriggle and wriggle. Keep doing that for a few moments. Beautiful. And then come back to the center when you're ready. And then let's come back into our downward facing dog. Yeah. So we can curl the toes under, push back up into downward facing dog. Good. Your hands are pressing down and slightly forward as you push. And then you lift your hip creases. Take your thigh bones back and your thighs. And then encouraging the heels to move in the direction of the floor. Heels don't have to touch. So get a nice long spine. Side body nice and long, spacious. Breathing with the Ujjayi breath. You know, the ocean sound. Couple more breaths here. And then inhale deeply. Exhale, bring your knees to the floor. We're just going to work with a little transition here from downward dog into a lunge. So we're going to move the right hand out the way and then step your right foot forward. Beautiful. And then you want to make sure that your shin, right shin, is vertical. And then lift your chest and look forward. You can come onto your fingertips. So you press the fingertips down, lift the chest, look forward, and then curling your left toes onto the floor, straighten that back leg. Lovely, and breathe here. The right foot presses down and slightly forward, so we fire up the leg. And then press down for the fingertips. And if you have blocks, then this is quite nice. You can bring your hands onto the blocks and press your hands into blocks. Fantastic. And then as we exhale, we're using blocks, move the blocks to the side. Exhale, come into downward dog. So you can step back into the downward dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale, bring your knees onto the floor. And we're going to do the same on the left side. So move your left hand out the way, step forward with your left leg. Bring the fingertips on the floor or blocks, lift your chest, and then straighten the back leg. So that left shin bone is vertical. Good. Press the left foot down and forward. And then press your right heel back. So you feel a stretch in the front of your thigh. Beautiful. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the hands to the floor. We can step back into our downward facing dog. So in downward dog, you can work with your knees slightly bent. That's okay. So if you're working with your knees slightly bent, relax your head and your neck. And then inhale, let's do one more time. We come forward into our plank and then just bring the knees onto the floor here. So what I'd like you to do here is just, we're kind of working a little bit, workshopping how to do plank correctly. So we come forward and I want you to just sag your chest down so that you're kind of dropping the chest towards the floor in the plank, and then lift your shoulders up. So broaden your shoulders as you push your hands down. And again, just sag again. And then push through your hands, broaden the shoulders. Good. So that's the action we want when we're in the plank. We want to broaden the shoulders as we push down. And then straighten your right leg. Press the toes, straighten your left leg. And then broaden your shoulders. And squeeze the thighs together. And the core, the abdominals start to fire up. Beautiful. And then exhale, come back into downward dog. Good. And then from here, we're going to slowly walk your hands back towards your feet. Good. And you can take hold of the elbows here. Your feet are hip width apart. You can take hold of your elbows. You can take the hands behind your legs and grab the elbows there, or take hold of the wrists. And soften your knees if you need to, if your hamstrings are really tight. Yeah.
Fela, can we turn your phone camera on?
Pardon?
Can we turn your phone camera on?
If you like to, but yeah. And then grab your wrists and then relax your head and your neck as you fold forward. Yeah. And then to soften the posture, if it's too much, bend your knees to release any tension in your lower back. You just bend the knees here for a moment. Ujjayi breath. Stay for another 3 deep breaths. Lovely. And then when you're ready to, you're going to release your wrists, elbows, and then just slowly take your time, take a long time, rolling up, slowly coming all the way up. Head and the neck will come up last to come up to standing. Fantastic. I'll just adjust my camera so you can see. Okay, so we're going to come into some sun salutations. So in the sun salutations, we want our movement and our breath to be combined or connected. Okay. So we're just going to start with a little exercise. You can stand with your feet together, or you can work with your feet slightly hip width apart. And then bring your palms to your heart. Beautiful. And then as we inhale, we're going to drop the arms and then take them over the head. And then exhale, we're going to lower the arms, bring them beside your trunk. Beautiful. And then inhale, take your arms, turning the palms to face the ceiling. Take your arms up above your head. You can gaze to the thumbs. Exhale. And then lower it. So we're looking to find a rhythm. So the breath and the movement are connected. Finding a rhythm. Exhale. And let's do 2 more times. And you just find your own rhythm. Beautiful. And now we're going to add on a little bit more. We're going to take a half sun salute. So again, as we inhale, taking the arms overhead. Exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, we're going to lengthen the spine. You can bring your hands onto your shins as you lengthen your spine, or you have your fingertips on the floor. Exhale, forward bend. You can bend your knees, bring your upper body onto your legs, relax the head and neck. Inhale, stand up, taking the arms overhead, reaching into the fingers, looking to the thumbs. Exhale, and then lower the arms. Beautiful. And again, inhale, reach up through the fingers, lifting the rib cage. Exhale, folding forward from your hips. You can soften your knees, relax your head. Inhale, lengthen, so you're lifting halfway up, hands on shins or floor. Exhale, folding in half. Inhale, and we rise up, taking the arms above the head. Lift the chest, lengthen your spine. Exhale, and then releasing the arms. So let's try that two more times. And you go with your breath. So connecting your breath with your movement. Try not to rush. Take your time. to be kind and gentle with yourself. And find this beautiful flow. Finding a really beautiful flow. And once we've done 2 times, we come back to standing in the mountain posture or Tadasana. Fantastic. And then we try and do, we add on some more, okay? So we're gonna step the leg back. So we're gonna inhale, reach up into your fingers, lengthen your spine. Exhale, and we fold forward. Inhale, halfway up, you can bring your hands onto the shins. Good. And then exhale, you step your right leg back. And then left shin bone is vertical, come onto your fingers. You can bring the knee down to establish your alignment. And then press back through that right heel. Beautiful. Exhale, we come into downward facing dog. Inhale, come into plank. And then let's try exhaling, bring the knees to the floor. Good. And we're going to come onto the floor. So you're going to release your thighs to the floor. You're going to release your pelvis and your belly. And I'm going to change the view of the camera so you can see me. Realize. So we're coming into like a cobra. So we want to be on our belly in the cobra. And then bring your hands by your chest, point your toes. Beautiful. Press down through the hands lightly. And then from here, we're going to lift the shoulders away from the floor. Lift your chest. And it's a very small lift here. And then looking forward. Beautiful. And then exhale, just slowly bring your forehead to the floor. Let's try that one more time. Let's press your toenails into the floor. Inhale, slowly lift the shoulders away from the floor. Look forward. Beautiful. Exhale, bring the head down. Come back onto your knees. And then downward facing dog. Lengthen the spine. Inhale deeply. Exhale. We can bend the knees, bring the knees to the floor. Move your right hand out the way and then step your right foot forward. Fingertips come onto the floor. Lift the chest. Curling those left toes under. And then press the left heel back. Chest forward. And again, if you have blocks, I suggest you bring your hands onto blocks. Lengthen. Inhale deeply. And then exhale. Hands to the floor. Inhale. Step forward and lengthen your spine so your hands can be resting on your shins. Lengthen spine. Exhale and then fold forward. Inhale. We rise up. Take the arms above the head. Exhale, and then release the hand. Good. And then let's try it again. So we inhale, take the arms overhead. Exhale, and then folding forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Beautiful. Exhale, and then step your left leg back. Good. You can bring the left knee onto the floor to start with. Shin bone, right shin bone vertical. Pick up your left knee, lift your chest. Beautiful. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. And then exhale. Coming into the plank. Inhale, plank. And then exhale, bring your knees to the floor. And then slowly, this time, bring your chest forward. And then see if you can come halfway down. So you bring your chest halfway down as you come forward. So it's like chaturanga position. And then bring your belly to the floor. Good. We're going to take the arms and extend the arms back, turning your pinky fingers to face your body. And then lift the chest. Lift the shoulders away from the floor. Strong in the legs. Beautiful. Exhale. Bring the head down. Bring your hands next to your chest. Come onto your knees. And then downward facing dog. So we're finding this smooth and steady pace. Inhale deeply. Exhale. We bring the knees to the floor. Good. And then take your left leg forward. So you move your right hand out the way, fingertips on the floor. Good. And then when you're ready, pick up your right knee as you lengthen. Beautiful. Strong in the legs. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And then inhale, step forward. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, and then folding forward. Inhale, and we rise up. Exhale, and then lowering the arms. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step the right foot back. Now this time, if you don't need to bring the knee down, just press the ball of the foot on the floor, lift the chest, come onto your fingertips or your blocks, lengthen. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, we come into the plank position. So keep those legs firm. So as if you have, it's like you have one strong leg here. Yeah. Press for your hands, broaden your shoulders. Deep breath. Beautiful. Exhale, bring knees to the floor. And then here, I want you to shift your trunk forward. You shift your body forward, you start to lower down, so the belly, the chest, and the shoulders. And you might come all the way down to the floor, or you might hover away from the floor. Beautiful. So once we're down on the floor, bring your hands next to your chest, your fingers are in line with your nipples, and then lift the chest. And then from here, you could go a little bit deeper by extending the arms. Lift the chest a little higher, draw the elbows in. If that feels comfortable in your lower back, then maybe stay here. If it's not comfortable, then you come all the way back down into this position of the cobra. Okay, and if you're here, then just lift. And then exhale, lower the head down, curl your toes. Downward facing dog, come onto the knees. Downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Stepping your right foot forward. Good. And same again here. We lift the chest. Lengthen your spine. Take a few deep breaths here. Grounding your feet. Good. And then inhale, slowly step forward, lift your chest, lengthening. And then exhale, take a forward bend. Inhale, rise up. Good. Press down through your feet, reach up through your hands. Exhale, and then bring the hands to the heart. Good. So we're gonna move on, and we're gonna start to incorporate some other postures. So warrior 2 and warrior 1. So we're going to begin in the same way with the vinyasa style. So standing at the tops of your mat, inhale and reach up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, and then folding forward. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhaling, we're going to step the left foot back. And again, we're going to come into that lunge here. Beautiful. Yeah, again, you could bring your knee to the floor to establish your alignment and then pick up that leg. Good. Now, from here, we're going to start to change things. So we're going to bring the left heel onto the floor. So you turn your left toes in a little bit. Good. And then from here, grounding the right foot and then slowly coming up into, this is warrior 2. So your shin bone again is still vertical. We're going to extend the arms out. And what tends to happen here, we tend to lean into the front leg. So what I want you to do is just kind of focus on your left leg, take your left arm back, press the left foot into the floor as you extend your arms. Smooth and calm breath. Good. And then to come back onto the floor, we're going to inhale, take the arm up, exhale. Just bring your hands back onto the floor beside your feet. Pivot on the ball of your left foot, so you'll come back into that lunge. And then from here, as we exhale, we come into downward facing dog. Inhale, we can take plank. Exhale, bring your knees to the floor. And again, body shifts forward as we lower down onto the belly. Good. Inhale, cobra, or coming a little bit higher into a higher cobra. Beautiful. Exhaling, head down, come back onto your knees, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. And then exhale, we bring the knees down. Last time I missed this one. Move your left hand out the way as you step forward. Beautiful. And then bring the fingertips on the floor. We lift the chest, lift the knee. And then warrior 2 on the left side. So bring your heel down, turn your toes in a little. And then bring the arms up. So your shin bone is vertical. The back leg really, really strong. So you press down into the heel. And then send your right arm back. And then watching the breath. Fantastic. As we exhale, we're going to slowly bring our hands to the floor. Pivot on the right ball. Good. Inhale, step forward. Lengthen your spine so you can bring your hands onto your shins. Lift the chest. Exhale, and then take a forward bend. Inhale, and rise up. reaching into the fingers. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And then once we're here, just re-establish your Ujjayi breath. So you're inhaling. Just take a few moments to re-establish your breath. Fantastic, guys. And then we go again. We lower the arms. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward bending. Inhale, and then lengthening the spine. Exhale, we're going to step the left foot back and come into our lunge. So come onto your fingertips or use your blocks, lift the chest. Beautiful. And again, same here, we're going to lower the left heel onto the floor. Good. And then come up into our warrior. Good. And extend into the arms. Strong and powerful legs. And then from the warrior, we can come into the side angle posture. So you can bring your forearm onto the thigh or bring your fingers to the floor, the outside of your leg. Yeah. And then taking the left arm over the ear. So you're creating a straight line from your heel into your fingertips and reach into the fingertips. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to, as we inhale, we come back into the warrior. So come back up into warrior 2. Inhale deeply here. And then exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Pivot on the ball of your left foot. Exhale, downward facing dog. So taking a moment in downward dog. Beautiful. And then from here, inhale, come into plank. Exhale, bring your knees to the floor. And then shift your body forward, bending your elbows. The elbows are above the wrist as you slowly bring yourself down to the floor. Good. And then inhaling, lifting the chest. And if you're staying in cobra, you can stay down, or if you extend your arms, draw your elbows in as you lift. And exhale, slowly lower your head down, curl your toes. Downward facing dog. And then we're going to take the second side of the warrior. So what I'd like you to do this time is just inhale, round your back as you come forward. Good. And then bring your left knee towards your chest and then step your foot between your hands. So you might need to lift the heel of your left hand as you step forward. And then bring the right heel onto the floor. And then bring your arms up again. So you could turn to look along your right arm. The right arm's in line with your shoulder. Take a look at your toes. Make sure that you're turning your right foot in just a little bit. So your heel is slightly wider than your right little toe. And then we extend the arms, keeping the trunk upright. And then from here, we go side angle. So as you exhale, you can bring your forearm onto your thigh. That's one option. Yeah. And then take the arm over the head. And if you're really happy there, this feels comfortable, and you want to challenge yourself, bring your fingers onto the floor outside of your left foot. And then lengthen. So that whole right side of your body opens. You can turn your head so that you're kind of sniffing at your armpit. Beautiful. Exhale. Inhale, slowly come back up into the warrior. Good. Exhale, bring your hands onto the floor, pivot on the ball of your right foot. Inhale, we step forward, lengthening the spine. So hands on the floor or bring them onto your shin. Exhale, and then folding forward gently. Inhale, and then rising all the way up into the fingers. Exhale, and then lowering the arms. Bring your palms together. And then again, take a few moments here just to re-establish your Ujjayi breath. To find your center. Using the breath to help you to center and to calm. Beautiful. And then again, we're going to lower the arms. Next round, we're going to do warrior one. Okay, so we're going to inhale, reach up into the fingers, lengthen. Exhale, and then folding forward. Soften your knees if you need to, relax your head and your neck. Inhale, lifting halfway, lengthen. Good. Exhale, step your right foot back. Beautiful. And then from here, lift your chest. Take a few moments. And then from here, we're going to come into warrior one. So we're going to bring the right heel to the floor. And then bring your hands onto your hips for a moment. The shin bone is still vertical to the floor. Shoulders and hips are facing forward. And then when you're ready, you can inhale, take your arms above your head. Grounding your feet, so strong in your legs. Beautiful. Inhale, straighten your front leg. And then exhale, slowly come forward. Bring your fingertips onto the floor. Good. If that's too intense for you, bring your hands maybe onto your shins and stay here. Or blocks are fantastic for this. You can bring your hands onto your block. So you can lengthen the spine and then bringing your belly slowly to rest on the legs, if that works for you. Yeah, but just keep the spine nice and long. You can relax your head and neck.
Can you tilt the camera?
Opening up in the hamstrings, the backs of the legs here. Parsvanasana. Keep breathing, ground your left foot down and slightly forward into the floor. Lovely. And then release the blocks. Bring your hands to the floor. Bend your knee. Pivot on the ball of your right foot. And then let's step back into downward dog.
Tilt the camera down just a little bit.
Inhale. Come into the plank position again. So broadening the shoulders, firming the core. Exhale, you can bring your knees to the floor, shift your weight forward, and then begin to come down onto the belly. Good. And then from here, we're going to work a little bit in the upward facing dog. Adjust this again. So lying on your belly, keep your legs nice and firm. Good. And then bring your hands by your chest. Yeah, so fingers in line with your nipples. And then from here, we're going to press down through the hands and then lift up. Draw your elbows in. So for the upward dog, your hands and your feet are on the floor. So from here, you're going to press down through your hands so your arms are vertical. You're going to lift your chest, keep looking forward, and then engage your legs, press the tops of the feet into the floor, and then lift your knees. Now, if that's uncomfortable in your back, then I suggest you come back into Cobra. Press down through the hands. Good. And then exhale, we do downward dog. So if you're in this position, upward dog, just lower your chin, lift your buttocks, coming into the downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale. One more breath. Inhaling deeply. And then exhale, we step the right foot forward. So you can round your back, bring your knee towards your chest, and then step the foot between the hands. Good. And then from here, fingertips on the floor, lengthen your spine. Beautiful. Breathe. And then we're going to come into our warrior one. So you're going to place your left heel on the floor, ground that heel, bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale, lift your chest. Strongly press the feet into the earth. And then with the inhalation, raise the arms above your head. So again, that back leg is very strong. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, we're going to come forward, hinging from the hips as we bring the fingers to the floor. Good. So again, if you have blocks, nice and easy, bring your hands onto your blocks. Keeping your back nice and long. The front leg pressing down, the front foot pressing down and slightly forward, so you activate that whole leg. And if you need to, then you can also come slightly higher and bring your hands just below your knee, and then lengthen here. Observing your breath, grounding feet. And then inhale, exhale, bend your knee, pivot on the ball of the left foot. Beautiful. And then on an inhalation, we're going to step forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward bend. Inhaling and gently rising all the way up. Exhale, and then lowering the arms. Good. And then just take a moment as we stand quietly, observing your breath. Notice how you feel. And then let's conclude the standing positions with a balancing posture. So what I'd like you to do is take your hands onto your hips. We're going to take the tree position. So you're going to take your hands on your hips. You're going to slowly lift your right heel away from the floor. And then allow the weight to be on your left leg. And then once you've established the weight on your left leg, lift your knee towards your chest, flexing your toes. And then inhale, just extend the leg. And then exhale, bend your knee for a moment. And we do that 2 more times. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, and then bend. And let's do that 1 more time. If you need the wall, yes, if you need a wall, then just bring your fingers onto a wall. And then inhale. And exhale. Good. And then we open up the knee. So you're opening up the hip really here. And then place your foot in the top of your thigh, if that's doable. Or place your foot just below the knee, but not on the knee joint. Yeah. And then we can bring the palms to the heart for a moment. And if you're really comfortable here, then maybe taking the arms above your head. And then what I like to do to establish my balance is just to keep the eyes fixed onto a single point. And that will help you to maintain your balance. And if you want to challenge yourself and take it to the next level, you could close your eyes. Beautiful, guys. And then when you're ready, you're going to exhale, release, come back to standing. Tadasana. And then let's do the second side. So if you found yourself that you were really wobbly, then find the wall and go to a wall and try it against the wall. That's going to help you a lot. Okay. So when we're ready, we're going to lift the left heel, bring the weight onto your right leg. Yeah. And then once you've established the weight, you can lift your knee towards your chest. Inhale, extend the leg, flex the toes, exhale, and then bend. And then once again, as you inhale, extend, and then just gently bend. And then one more time. Flexing here, reaching into the heel and the ball. And then exhale. Good. And then from there, the rotation on the ball and socket joint. Place your foot into the top of the thigh or below the knee. Bring your palms together. And again, just eyes on a single point. Reaching up through the arms if that feels like something you'd like to do. Stretch the arms up. And then we just observe for a few moments. Breathe. Observe. Watch your breath. And then when you're happy to release, you can slowly release the foot. Great. And then from here, just come all the way down onto the floor. We're going to come into a child posture. Yeah, so we're going to come sit on the heels and then gently coming into child posture. So if your ankles are quite tight, your knees, maybe take them a little bit wider, your knees wider. If this doesn't work for you with wide knees, then you could come into lying on your back and bring the knees into your chest. Okay. Now we come forward, rest your forehead and the tip of your nose on the floor. Take a few deep breaths here. Letting the brain center calm and cool as you rest your head on the floor. And then when you're ready to come up, just gently come up to the staff position. So you come up and you're going to bring your legs out in front of you. So you're going to have straight legs. And pushing out through the heels. So what tends to happen here is that we tend to collapse into the lower back. So there's a few options here in this position to correct that. So if you tend to collapse and fall into your lower back, one good idea is to sit on the blanket. You can bring a little blanket and place it under your buttocks. That's a nice way, or block. So we sit there. And the other idea here, or the other way to correct that, is to bend your knees slightly. And you'll notice when you bend your knees, you can press down through the sitting bones and find that extension of your spine. So you could play around with that just for a few moments. You know, just looking to find that length in your spine. Good. And the legs are really strong, so the toes are flexed and toes moving towards the knees. And the legs are very powerful here. And let's just stay for a few breaths here. Lifting the heart, lifting through the top of your head. And then just gazing to toes. That may allow you to flex them. Ujjayi breath, smooth and rhythmic breathing. Lovely. And then when you're ready, take your right hand and just bending the right knee, and then just slowly step the heel close to your buttocks. Okay, just there. And then with your left hand, you're going to wrap that elbow around the knee, place your fingers, placing your right fingers on the floor behind you. If you don't touch, then maybe you need a block. And then from here, yeah, ground your feet, press out through the left, and then just gently, slowly rotate, turn your belly, turn your rib cage, shoulders. And if that feels comfortable in your neck, you can turn your head and your neck. Inhale, lengthen the spine, ground your sit bones. Exhale and rotate gently. For those who want to go a little bit deeper here, you could take your left arm up, lean back a little bit so you turn through the belly, and then bring your left arm onto the outside. That's if you want more. Yeah. If you want more, then you can go here. If you're happy where you are, I suggest you stay where you are. Yeah. So the inhalation creates grounding and length, and your exhalation is allowing you to rotate. No force. Beautiful. Inhale deeply. And then as we exhale, we can kind of unravel and come back to the center. And extend your leg for a moment. Good. And let's do the same on the second side. So just bend the knee, take your hand under the knee and bring the left heel close to your buttocks. Good. Sit up tall. Good. Take your right arm, wrap the arm around the knee. Take your fingers, left fingertips on the floor. Turn through your belly, rib cage, and shoulders. Inhale, grounding the sitting bones, and then lengthening in the spine. Exhale, and again we'll rotate the spine, turning into this posture. And again, for those who want to go deeper, you can take your right arm up, lean back, so you've got space for your belly, and then bring the right arm onto the outside of your left thigh, left knee. In this shape, just watching your breath, just observe, see if you can use the breath to go a little bit deeper into the posture, into the shape, rather than trying to use force, just using the exhalation to maybe take yourself a little bit deeper into it. Fantastic. And then inhale deeply. Exhale, we can start to unravel. And then inhale, releasing the leg. Good. So let's do like this. We're going to take a gentle forward bend. So what I'd like you to do, you're going to bring your soles of your feet together, and you're going to place your heels about 2 palm distance away from you. And then we press the outer edges of the feet together and flexing the toes. Give you a better angle on that. So, bring your feet together. See if you can open your feet. So it's like you're opening your feet like a book. Outer edges of the feet are pressing together. And then from the action there, you're going to inhale and lengthen the spine. And we create a lot of space in the front of the body. And then allow your shoulders to relax. And you might just stay here. Yeah? And if you're comfortable there in your knees, yeah, then we start to come forward gently. So it's like you're trying to bring your belly onto the floor, trying to bring the belly onto the heels. So you really take your time, and you may not go that far, and that's so fine, that's okay. You just do what you can, and then just close the eyes and start to observe the sensations. You might feel that in your hips, and you might feel it in your lower back. Yeah. And then just breathe into those sensations. If you need to back off, then you could. If you've gone too far, then you back off a little bit. But keep tuning into the breath, watching your breath. Fantastic. And then when we're ready, let's inhale and slowly, gently come back up to the center. And then find a nice seated position. A nice seated position. Sit up tall. Sitting on a blanket or a block. So that you're really steady, stable. And just close the eyes for a moment. So we're going to try the square breathing once again. So we did this a few days ago. Viparita, I forget the name in Sanskrit, but it's square breathing, so equal breathing. So what we're going to do is we're going to exhale for the length of 5 breaths, and then we'll hold the breath for 5, and then we'll inhale for the count of 5, hold the breath in for the count of 5, exhale for the count of 5, hold the breath out for the count of 5. Okay, and we'll gradually come into it. Yeah. So we begin by just breathing in for 5 and out for 5, and then we'll gradually introduce the holding. So let's begin by finding that upright, comfortable position, and you can close your eyes, and then take a gentle, easy inhalation, and then take an easy exhalation. And then one more easy inhalation. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath, and then just lower your chin slightly as you hold. 3, 4, 5. Lifting the head. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower the chin. Hold. 3, 4, 5. Lift your head. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lifting the chin. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower the chin. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift your head, chin. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Lower chin. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift head. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lifting the head. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift head. Exhale. And then just continue in your own time. Now, if that 5 it seems too long, reduce it to 4, 3. And if you can increase it by a little, like to 6 or 7, and it feels comfortable, increase to 6 or 7. Let's do one more round with the holding of the breath. And then just let go of the holding of the breath, and then continue just to breathe equally, equal inhalation to equal exhalation. So maybe that's breathing in for 5, breathing out for 5. So just gradually returning to that equal breathing. And then just coming back to your natural breathing. So back to natural breathing, keeping the eyes closed, just breathing naturally. And for those of you who are extremely happy upright, sitting, you may want to stay there. And if you're ready to come into Shavasana, then you can come into Shavasana. So in the Shavasana, we completely let go. So allowing the back of the body to spread wide open onto the ground. Allow your arms to gently roll outwards. And so the inner arms rolling towards the outer arms, the inner legs gently rolling to the outer legs. The back and the center of your head is plugged into the earth, connecting with the earth. Breathing is natural. The belly gently rising and falling with the inhalation and the exhalation. We relax the skin on the forehead, relaxing the eyebrows, the eyelids, and your eyes. You really feel the touch and the flow of your breath coming in and out through the nostrils. Feel the fact of the breath. And then relax your corners of your mouth, the tongue. Relax your upper and your lower jaw. Relax your neck and your throat center. And relax your shoulders. Relax from your shoulders all the way down into your fingertips. And allow your arms to completely surrender. And then relax from your fingertips all the way up into your shoulders. Relax your upper chest and your chest. Relax your abdominal region and your navel region. Relax your pelvic region, so the thigh joints, the thighs. Relax all the muscles all the muscles around your knees and your knees. Relax your lower leg, the calf muscles. Relax your ankles and your feet. Relax your toes. Relax from the top of your head all the way down into your toes. And your body smoothly, gently vibrating with energy. And just taking this time just to completely let go. Letting go of all of your effort. And then just for this moment, just see if you can be your breath. Just completely let go of the body and just becoming the breath. And when you're ready to come back into the world, we can start to breathe a little bit deeply, a little bit deeper. Breathing into the belly a little bit deeper. You could start to move your fingers and your toes. Moving your hands and your feet when you're ready. And then let's take when you're ready to, let's take a deep stretch. So you can take your arms over your head, stretch into your feet, stretch into your arms. Good. And then as you exhale, you could bend your knees into your chest and slowly roll over to your right side. And if you're on your right side, use the left hand on the floor, press your left hand onto the floor to bring yourself up, bring your head and neck up last, and then come back to a seated position. And then just take a few moments, keep the eyes closed. And we just take a few moments to observe how we feel. So we're observing the physical body, the muscles and the bones, the internal organs. We observe our breath, noticing how the breath may have changed during the course of the hour. Observing the state of your mind. And then notice how your consciousness may have shifted. And then we can bring our palms to the heart center. And just being grateful and give blessings for this human body. Blessings for friends and family. And then slowly bring your palms to your forehead. And we just gently bow the head to the heart. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you.